what's wrong with Makita? What's my thoughts on Makita? And do I recommend it, right? So I kind of want to give you the backstory of why I actually don't mind Makita, but I think there's probably better out there, but I don't think that it's all terrible. Probably the XTD16. The XTD16 is got to be one of my favorite impacts still to this day. Um, it's not the fastest. It's comparable to the Atomic DeWalt's, and the battery tech is the same battery tech we had 10 years ago. But it's still a nice impact when you're outside working on a deck or doing something like that. That plastic shield that goes over that metal housing on the motor really makes a huge difference when you're in 110-degree Texas weather in the sun. It really does. So I like to give it credit where it's due. I had the one Makita tool I want, and it's the 10. Did I send you that, Kansas, or did I just freaking throw it away? I don't even know what I sent people. Truth be told, I use many Makita tools. They have tools no one else makes, and well, some of the tools are better than everyone else. XCD16 with the white ring is nice and has a good feel. And the 10 and a quarter saw would be my only run at it. Yeah, I would have to agree with you on both of those. I had the rear handle double 36, double 18 36 volt, and I liked it. I picked it up for like 120 bucks, and it was a great value, and I liked it. The flex rear handle I think is still a little bit better, and I saw what Milwaukee was doing, and I told my buddy I'll give you $2,000 in Makita tools because he was starting to get into Makita and getting out of the NiCad DeWalt about 2 years before I told him that I was going to get into Milwaukee. So for 5 years, I was still working around all these other electricians that still had NiCad DeWalt's and just running circles around all their tools. So I kind of felt the same way once I got into Milwaukee. Everyone was starting to finally maybe get the Makita stuff. But then DeWalt kind of came out with their version of the lithium ion. And I think it was kind of comparable to Makita. It still wasn't great, lithium ion. It was that nano stuff. And their tools were definitely better than Makita's. And the batteries was kind of so-so. But it wasn't a big enough gap to really switch. And then when Milwaukee came out, they just started just destroying the market with all their tools. And it wasn't even close for years before DeWalt even really figured out that Milwaukee had the market. So you're almost talking 3 generations of tool companies one-upping Makita before Makita even really came out with a 40-volt system. And then when the 40-volt came out, I don't even know how long it's been out. It was such a quiet release, and the batteries were so big. It was like, why? Like, I think Makita has more torque and speed too. That's wild. Like, it looks like they're putting out the same output. We're not getting any benefit out of it, and the batteries are larger and they're more expensive, and you're just creating a whole other tool line. Ultimately, the tools probably had a little bit more torque, so you could have bigger tools and do different things, but it wasn't enough jar in the market. And then now we've got stacked lithium, we've got tablets, we've got 21700s. So we've got 3 different generations of tools, and we got 3 different generations of batteries that have come out, and Makita hasn't really done anything different until very, very recently. So when somebody says, that I'm just following what Tools of Soul says about the Makita thing, I've got my own opinion. I like a good meme.
This is the Makita Guys acetaminophen suppository. Okay, so Rigid's taking it. Rigid's going to move on to, let's go with the Flex, and then we'll finish it off with the Milwaukee.
I don't agree that they're all garbage, but there's definitely still a legitimate reason why you should probably buy something else. That's my stance on that.